Hi, my lovely people. Welcome, 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 and good morning. Welcome, everybody coming in. As you come in, feel free to hit that like button, honey, because we got a lot to talk about today. I had to get out here and talk to my people, make sure everybody was doing okay. Now, y'all know how this goes. The very first thing that we got to do is get the business out the way. Because, honey, if you don't put a disclaimer up, they will try and strike you. So let's get right on into it. Section 107 fair use allows us to talk about it, and that's what we are here to do. Baby, don't go out of your way to dislike anybody we talk about in these lives. It is our opinion and our opinion on it. It is for entertainment. It is for reaction. If we got to get it out, honey, just put it that way. We got to get it on out because we want to talk about it, right? We want to talk about it and we want to get on into it. So let's just do it. Now, as people are coming in, yesterday I made a video and I let y'all know that there were some new things just to coming, right? And there are some new things coming for this channel. I will tell you, talking about the mommies, sometimes it's a little draining, right? But there's a lot of things going on in the world, baby, and we're gonna talk about some world topics. Like I said yesterday, we got some things going on with Megan Thee Stallion. She got this whole case, this whole Gayle King thing. We can talk about that. We can talk about the Mendices and the Yandys. We can talk about the Rashida and the Kurtz. We can talk about anything we want to, crime, whatever the case may be. So we're going to start incorporating some everyday things into some things that we talk about. I'll do it slowly. Like today, you will see how we are going to try and spin what's going on in the world to talk about what the content is. But I thank y'all for rocking with me and going through it. But we're going to get it together. Now, let me get out here and say hello to all my lovely people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Dime a Dozen. Good morning, Miss Karen. Good morning, Judge Fifi. Good morning, Pretty Peaches. Good morning. Like that name, cause honey, we need a pretty peach up in here, cause honey, y'all know what we about to do. We about to get on into it. Thick thighs. Good morning, Miss Cream. Good morning. Good morning, Miss 242. Janubia, Grand Rising Boo. Good morning, my love. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, there, love. Good morning, Elise. Good morning, Taylor. Good morning, Kate. Good morning, everybody coming in. Miss Davis, good morning. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Oh, let's get everybody up in here because we need to talk, honey. We need to talk. It is it's a day in America, ain't it, baby? It's a day in America. It's a day in America. That's all we can say. It's a new day in America. So let's kick it right on off. Let's just get right on into it. Ain't no more time to delay. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So we all know what's going on, right? We know exactly what is going on. Good morning, Rocket. You want to say hi? Good morning. He wanted to say hi. That's what he wanted to do. But, anyways, it's a lot going on this morning. We woke up to, the great American right of voting, and it has taken place. We woke up today to have a new elect for president, and it is what it is. I'm going to tell you something. I've always said this, and I'm going to say it again. When it comes to politics, right, there are certain things that you do not do. You do not mix religion, money, politics, and everything else in your everyday life. I believe that voting is your God given right. Whoever you voted for, I'm going to tell you, I don't care. I don't hold who people vote for, who people believe in, how you make your money. I don't hold that against people. My thing is that I got out and I casted my vote and I tried and hoped to, God, that everybody else did it, right? So who you believe in and who you vote, that's your God given right. I'm not going to get into it. There are things that I agree with and don't agree with, but guess what? That's not my business. Once I cast my vote, it's over with, right? It's over with. Whoever wins, wins. But to say that, honey, is to say another thing, because I know what y'all upset about this morning. I know that you guys are upset with Peach McIntyre. I know that y'all are upset with some of these things that she is saying. And see, this goes back to don't mix certain things when you go to work. Even though she is a content creator and her job is to make content, her job also is to, you know, keep your content flowing, not to go and down anybody, not to talk about people who vote for someone else and everything else. I'm really trying to watch my words here because When it comes to Peach McIntyre, bump it. I don't care. We're gonna just talk about it. She's a ghetto garbage bag. She is the nastiest, trashiest person that I probably have ever reacted on in my entire life, right? Number one, she did some things that I don't believe in. She said that she was going to vote. She started filming people that was in the voting line. Now, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, if you were one to go out and vote. But a lot of the signs that I seen with voting, it said, please do not film, right? It said, do not film, do not get up there and, you know, do the things that she did. She went out to vote and she made sure that she filmed every bit of the way. And she shows all these people's faces that do not agree to be on camera. And once again, when you're voting or when you're doing something that is serious, you don't have time for these fugazi, funky, see, I almost got real messy there. Funky people like Peach to come along and be filming you and be talking and bouncing and flipping around. You there to do something serious. When you get out to vote, you're doing something serious. You're doing something that can affect your life. It can affect your grandchildren's, your children, everyone and thing around you. So getting out here and making a joke of everything like she does the tornadoes or the hurricanes or people who are being hurt or people who are being harmed, to make fun of everything, it is what, yes, let me look at the comments. Yes, yes, yes. It is a disgrace. That's what exactly it is. Good morning to everyone that is coming in. Also, if you're going to get out here and you're going to put your opinion in some shit that you know nothing about, oh Lord, my mouth is terrible this morning, but tell the truth, right? If you're going to put your opinion in on something, then you need to make sure that you know what you're talking about. Okay. You need to make sure that you are not only putting your best foot forward, but you know what you're talking about. So let's just break it down for a minute. She got out here saying who she was voting for. Girl, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Vote for who you want to. That's your God-given right. But once you start doing things like making videos, calling other people, like I'm just going to say it straight out. She called Kamala a bitch, which it really upsetted a lot of people. And it did it because you're the one who gets on here and you're the one who says, you know, black women don't support me. Black women need to support me. Black women this, black women that. But the first chance you get, you put one down. So don't call, you know, don't sit here and call the pot black when you are the kettle that is black. That's number one. Number two, nothing surprises me. Like I said, that is a ghetto garbage bag. Nothing surprises me about what comes out of her mouth when it comes to anything. Because if a woman can sit on here and they can call their mama a home and a bee and a this and a that, and could talk about her husband, you know, the one that she loves so much, the way that she does, and read him down for filth, baby, I don't put nothing past what can fall out of her mouth. So it does not shock me. It does seem to have shocked her audience by the way that they're going at her in the comments. Okay. Okay. I can't read that. See, it's thick, guys. You see, my mouth is already slipping. You see, my mouth is already slipping. So I can't read it, but I'm going to put it up there, right? I'm going to put it up there, honey. Yes, Big Bag, Big Bang has nothing to show for it. But a man and a baby in her arms. Yes. Peach has children with special needs and she depends on food stamps. She's going to feel really bad. Now, see, that's my thing. That's my thing when I talk about education of things, right? When I talk about educations. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Trina, Mr. One. Everybody that is coming in, good morning, good morning, good morning. That's the thing I talk about, right? When I say make sure that you're educated. She gets out here yesterday and she's trying to talk about the abortion rights, right? Oh, well, people just want to do this and people want to do that. But in the same token, when you talk about something like that, okay? Uh-huh. When you talk about that and then you go back and you bring old content. She brought an old video to where she was talking about Wonderful, who was born with colostrum Christi, which is like something that has to do with the brain that may have, you know, a half a brain, a piece of brain, something, you know, missing out of the brain. She put a video up, right? And she showed, you know, her birth, her old, you know, she always coming back with the old content, but she shows her birth. And one thing she says in that video, well, the doctors, right? The doctors, they told me that he may be born like this or he may be born like that. And the doctors also told me we could do a medical abortion, or maybe we could, you know, do this and do that and do whatever it is. And they decided that they were going to keep him and they were going to have, you know, the baby, and they were going to see how it worked out. That's right there. Right there. The whole thing about it was no one's out here saying, right? I'm totally pro-life, right? But I also believe, so this don't have nothing to do with voting, because whichever person you voted for, they believe what they believe. But I also believe it's the choice. If you gonna make a content video, right? If you're gonna make a video saying the doctors gave me the choice whether to medically abort or to keep my child, at least you had that right. There's a lot of women right now that don't have that right. There's a lot of women that I've seen go through some things that nobody should go through. I am a person that it does not matter. A person should not have to do what they do not want to do. It's simply the right. If there may be someone out there who has a child with a disability or a form of something that they can't fight off, and they know that if they try to care for that child or try to do something, they would fail at doing it. There are people out here, I've been watching all these women's stories, who also have got on here and they have been a victim of assault, sex, right? Assault. Or there are women of incest. They can make the choice. That's the bottom line. It's the choice that they have to make. It's not one that you, Peach McIntyre, gets to make for anyone. And a woman who continuously has children who have special needs, honey, you might want to watch some of the things that you say. You really might want to watch some of the things that you say, because it's very rude and it's very disrespectful. Good morning. That's so disrespectful by calling the VP out of her name. And that's my thing. Like, no matter who I vote for, I'm not going to get on here. Certain things you just don't do. Certain things you just don't do. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get out here and, yeah, we get on here and we're messy and we do reactions on the people who get on here and put their life on the internet. But that's not for me to judge. How somebody, that is running for whatever, or it's a competition. I'm not ever going to get out here and do that. She does not know how voting works. It says 4 days or longer to count everything. See, and that's my whole thing. Another thing about educating yourself, make sure that before you get out here and you start posting everything, please make sure that, everything is counted. All things that people are trying to object, make sure that everything is done before you make your judgment. I had to get off the live and see what Peach did. Honey, she's doing everything times 10, baby. She's out here just thinking that she is really doing something. Peach is jealous of Black women, especially educated, successful, and likable ones, because she ruined her life having babies. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Now, let me just say this. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Yeah, I'm about to get messy because it really just kind of peed me off. So I'm going to have to tell my audience to please, my mouth might get a little rough. Maybe I should have did this in members, because my mouth is about to get a little rough. But I'm going to keep it all the way real. A woman that lives her life for likes, followers, and who is talking about her to get, honey, that's a miserable life. Could you imagine knowing that only if what people like or watch is that's the only way you can feed your children? Could you imagine that? So it comes down to, like, girl, what exactly what are you voting for? What are you voting for? You live a life and you're out here this morning. Okay, let's just talk about this morning. She's out here this morning. Bingo, getting pregnant is not a flex. Bingo, bongo, and bam. But she's out here this morning. Okay, let's just take this morning as an example. And she's, I had every last single one of my children. Girl, duh. We know you're going to have every last single one of your children. That's a check. Let's keep it all the way real. Honey, if a woman is going to be very selfish and get out here and say that 6 out of her 7 children have been in the NICU or have some kind of serious medical condition, baby, we knew you were going to sit there and have these children, because, baby, that's income. Well, you came from projects. You came from nothing. If there wasn't a thing called social media, baby, you would be nothing. Your husband don't even have a high school diploma. What are you going to do in a minute? Okay. What would you do without social media? You have nothing. Okay. You have absolutely nothing. So this morning, she's making videos. I lost 10,000 subscribers, but I'm going to gain those back with absolutely no problem, right? I'm going to gain them back. I'm going to get them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Well, you're one sad ass woman. You one sad ass woman to keep on popping out children, and the only thing you have to fall back on is Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. If that's all you got, then baby, you don't have a lot to offer. You don't have a lot to offer. What is going to happen, baby? Uh-huh. What's gonna happen? What's going to happen when you sit here and you say, I don't care about how many people unfollow me as long as they watch it. So if they don't watch, if they don't buy, what's your backup plan? Do you have a college degree? Do you have a job outside of that home? I'm going to love to sit and wait, baby, to see what kind of job, okay, if you didn't have this internet peach that you and Wood could get. You keep on sitting here popping them out, but can you take care of them if it wasn't for the people who follow you or watch you? That's my whole thing. When I log up off of here, this is more of a hobby. This is more of a second check. My dear, when I log off here, I'm very educated. I can walk in my job, I can clock in, and I know that what I make from either one of these jobs can take care of me and my family, right? But for a woman to have a life based on likes, followers, and views, and that's the only backup plan you have to feed your children, or else you're going to go walk over here and tell everybody, well, if this don't work out for me, I can get back on housing. I can get back on food stamps. I could do this. I could do that. If that's all you got to offer, well, baby, you ain't got shit to offer. You ain't got shit to offer. I mean, not a damn thing. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. Ooh. And that's the bottom line. That's the bingo, the bango, and the bongo. You have nothing else to offer. So dancing around and acting like you really doing something is really beyond me. Really, really beyond me, honey. It really is. I'm like, ugh. She's like, well, they done stop following me because they don't like what I say. No, they just don't like you. Nobody likes a ghetto trash bag that gets out here and talks about stuff, right? That you have no clue about. Why don't you try educating yourself? If the only thing that you have in the world to teach somebody to do is how to get on social media, make a mockery of themselves, and then make money, then honey, you don't have a lot to offer. Okay. Let's look at some of these comments. Baby, you don't have a lot to offer. If you're enjoying the show, you can more than welcome to tip your host. Baby, that's how we get down over here. Let's take a look at some of these comments. Because baby, when I tell y'all, I gotta read what y'all saying before I get myself all bent up out of shape. Because I will get myself all bent up out of shape and get to cursing and everything. All right. Go ahead and say it, Storm. I mean, I'm just being honest. What else do you have to offer? You have nothing to offer. If these people that you saying goodbye and go to, you don't have to follow me, you don't have to talk to me, you don't have to do any of that. If you keep on dogging them, dissing them, and throwing them to the side, how are you going to feed your children? Then the fact of the matter of it is, you think that it's a big old flex that you can have them. Baby, that's what the women are made for, my love. We that ain't that our role? A lot of people can do that, baby. A lot of people have done it. A lot of us are moms. That's not a flex, baby, to pop out a baby. And then to pop out ones that's got to be in the NICU. Oh, God darn. God darny darn. But y'all, I'm trying not to make my own self laugh. Peach has benefited from the services Trump campaign has tried to abolish: food stamps, WIC, Head Start, Medicaid. Now, yeah, now she's holier than now. That's my point of it. It's not about who you support. It's not about that. That'd be like me getting on here telling y'all who to watch and who to follow and everything else. That's not my business to do. That's y'all God-given right. Y'all can click on whatever channel that y'all want to. Good morning, Lucinda. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. Y'all grown, right? So I'm not here to tell anybody who to vote for. Whatever you believe in is what you believe in. But honey, don't get out here and act like the stuff that people are talking about, far as women's rights, health care. Honey, we know she ain't worried. Girl, we know you ain't worried about health care. You don't even get prenatal care. You sit around and bounce around and dance around until you don't feel a baby moving. Then you think something wrong. Then you go to the ER because they can't deny you, and you just sit there and add up bills. So we know you don't give a whack, raggedy ass nothing. Oh Lord, because last year Trump was ahead and Biden ended up blowing Trump out of the water. Honey, it took 4 days time, and that's my thing. I'm not going to get out here, right, and try and make assumptions until I know. First off, if I got out here and I start talking about presidency and who I voted for and who I believe, that would be absurd. Number one, you don't do that in business. Number two, right? I'm one that I like to see the dust settle. I'm just one. that before I start speaking on anything, I like to see the dust settle. I like to see what the final tallies are. I like to see who voted, where they voted, young, old. I like to see if there's going to be any appeals. I like to see each party go out here and do their speeches. I like to watch so that I know before, right? Let's put the old sugar mama up here. Before I make such a judgment, I want to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. Good morning, Grace. Good morning. She, oh, that popped up real. That bounced up. I did that. She is working these social media streets like a, ooh, what you say, like a 304 working them streets. Yes. Ooh, trying to get that net check with a PIMP, dropping old videos and rage battling videos. Yes, exactly. Can we say reuse content? Let's get messy. Good morning, love beauty. Can we say reuse content, Peach? Ain't that what everybody using their channels for? Reuse content, baby. I mean, honey. She doesn't think with common sense, Storm. It's delusion. Yeah, it's very delusional. It's very sad. It's very sick. I mean, I would also think a woman who has so many children would actually want to educate themselves on things. I mean, honey, you got a man out here that don't even, does he have a high school diploma? Does he have a certificate? Is he gonna go back to what? Washing cars? I mean, what did she say he had a business in? Say he had a business in detailing cars. I don't know what he gonna do. Cause what you gonna do? I mean, you saying that you allegedly over there pregnant with twins that you don't care nothing about. Obviously, you out here in storms getting blown around. You out here getting slapped by trees. You out here dancing. You out here pop locking, dropping it. And she's the kind of ignorant she's the kind of ignorant mofo, right? That when you go to vote, you have to ignore. You have to ignore them. I mean, if you went out to vote, you seen that there were people that, I mean, I where I went to vote, right? I went to vote at my old college. They held it over the weekend. That's where I went to vote. Good morning, Miss Lita, my love. Good morning. And when I went there to my old college, there were people in the parking lot that were saying the stuff they believe in. There were people doing hate speech. I mean, it's freedom of speech. You can say what you want. But she's the type of person that you just got to walk by and laugh at, right? You can't never take serious. And that's the sad part about it. You over here telling us that you're trying to help your kids with homework, and we know that your math skills are terrible because any bit that's going to add up that wood equals marriage material, honey, I won't. Wood plus marriage, honey. Bump, 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 bump. I would never. And the other videos I kept seeing was the title. Yes, when she had food stamps and WIC. Yes, because that's what she wants people to think. She wants to be like, oh, look at me, I did it. I used to get food stamps. I used to get housing. I used to get WIC. Now I'm no longer doing it. Okay, well, let's take a trip down fairy tale lane for a minute. Let's talk about Peach for a second. Let's talk about the real deal, Holyfield, right? Number one, let's keep it all the way real. Honey, you was living in the projects and you was filming project tours and food stamp hauls and everything else. You was living back then trying to talk all proper. Oh, guys, do you see the food stamps? Do you see what I got? I mean, y'all, we seen Gregory, the old channel, Gregory McKay, right? Where she was talking like a whole different person, where she was kissing everybody's ass to hope to get a view or a sub, right? We all seen that. You had changed your whole personality when you weren't getting views. Then you start feeling and smelling yourself when your subscriber count went up a little bit. But you really start smelling and feeling on yourself when you got out here and showed you was rolling around in a Buick Regal and you had kids lapped up on top of each other. Baby, you had car seats on top of each other. Kids were spilling milk cups. It was a hot mess. When you showed the vehicle you were rolling around in and your subscribers bought you your first ever car, okay, that was suitable. If y'all don't remember, it's all up. Go back to the beginning. Her subscribers are the one who bought her, sent her money to get her a van so that she could have something. Oh, back then, honey, back then, you was rubbing up and kissing up on everybody's behind because you were getting what you wanted. Then once you start getting a little bit more followers and everything else, it wasn't because people liked you. It was because at first they was like, "Ooh, you're kind of relatable. You know, you're living the struggle." But then when you got up there, people more or less started seeing that you would do anything for a dime and that it was a real hot mess situation going on. So people love tragedy. Oh, they'll follow tragic things. They love ghetto things. They love to have a laugh. Then before you knew it, honey, when you looked up and nobody was sending you this money the way that you wanted to after they bought your vehicle, and then you ran your first scam of my apartment burnt up, and I started GoFundMe, and I need to have this and I need to have that, and it just kept being repetitive, right? Then you went to, now I'm going to try and teach them how to do what I do on social media. Girl, boo. Girl, boo. And then that is working what? Half the time? I mean, I don't get it. And the stupid mentality of unstable incubator holding. But that's my whole thing, is that 90% of the women, thick thighs that we talk about out here, have multiple children. Olivia, I seen the dumb things that Olivia was over there saying. I seen the dumb things that Nika was over here saying. I seen the dumb things that, freaking, you know, people out here having 10 kids that's like Nika. Come on. Someone who's out here who's got 10 kids, but yet only can afford to go to Little Caesars and get two pizzas and have them double sliced. You know what I mean? You are watching somebody like Olivia, who has five children but only has custody barely of two of them, and don't even know who their daddy is, and is over there losing her mind. You have somebody like Peach that has seven children, let's say eight including her husband, who don't even know whether they're coming or going, but steady want to have them, don't have a plan for college, don't have a, only thing that Peach can tell her children to do is, well, look at me, I made money on social media, why don't you guys try it? Why don't you go out here and start you a page? I can show you how to do it. I have a husband that's biting clout off me, because I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't see anything over on Wood's channel that would make him have followers other than being married to her and being labeled as some kind of, Pip Daddy, Mac Daddy, getting what he wants, type of fella. I'm not seeing anything. Good book, deep book. You can't understand one word that he says. Then he posts things saying, "Oh, look at me. I'm cooking for my wife and kids. Oh, look at me. I'm doing this for my wife." I mean, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing of content other than Peach getting on here, cussing her husband out. So we want to go see what he's going to say in retaliation. And he never says anything. So that's why he decided to just stop posting, because nobody cares. I still believe in the separating of church and state. No one needs to know your stand. This woman is such a lost soul. Exactly. Love life. A long, long time ago, which anybody who has a job that's professional, like I said, they teach you. They teach you. I learned this in college, right? In an economics class. And this was, God, what, sheesh. I was in my 20s then. In an economic class, right? They told us that when you get into a professional setting, there are a few things that you never talk about. And there was three that they told us that you just never talk about in business. Number one, you never go into how much money you make, because you don't know who that may offend. You don't know what the next person is making. You don't know what their income is. You don't know how long they've been there. You may be above them. It may make them feel some type of way. So, number one, they told me, I hope Peach watching, you never talk about your money, which we see her do that all the time. I'm big bag, I'm big bank, I'm making this money. You don't do that. Number two, they said never discuss religion, right? Like I said, who you believe in, what you do in your own home, your personal beliefs, that's none of my business. So don't start putting what you believe on other people. It can cause some conflict. Let's just put it that way. And you never talk about politics, because once again, what you believe in, what you want, shouldn't be put on anyone else. So that tells you again, those are three things they told us in economics that you just don't talk about when you're at work. Huh. I had to take a drink of my beverage. Well, that's not something obviously that Peach believes in, because every barrier that can be crossed, I'm pretty sure. Let's talk about some social media. Let's talk about some social media things that you shouldn't do. Obviously, you shouldn't mix those three in it, right? You shouldn't mix those three in it. But if you're gonna be on social media, I don't believe that you should be out here calling your mama B's and O's. You should not be doing that when you have seven kids. I don't think that you should be promoting your SCX life with your husband, showing that you putting pads down on the bed, showing that you putting yoga pads on yourself, and talking about who's swinging some dinglingen. I mean, you shouldn't do that, right? But if this woman's going to break one rule, she's going to break every rule that she possibly can. And that's just how that rolls. Ugh, it gives me the chills. She did change drastically with gambling and etc. and flashing that money, honey, and posting all of her personal business bills. Yes, she changed completely. A lot of these women do, right? For instance, Olivia. we seen Olivia. She got out here and tried to tell every bit of her divorce or her fake, my husband kidnapped my kids, although he won custody. And she said, well, at least when I got out here and I told my business, I had me a $10,000 month. So we knew right then what motivates 90% of them. When Peach got out here and she told us, look, when I told y'all I was divorcing my husband, I had one of the best months ever. When I told my family secrets, right? I had one of my best months ever. I need to get back to being rich. So we know right then and there that that's what that is. If these social media platforms start allowing folks to make money, baby, these folks are out of luck. Exactly. That's my whole thing. What is your backup plan? She one day says that she's a realtor. I mean, let's be honest. Let's talk. Okay, let's just open this up. Nika, right? We all know Nika. Nika has 10 children. When Nika got out here and she lost her monetization on her just YouTube, right? Remember, Nika, baby, Nika lost monetization on YouTube, didn't know what to do, didn't know where to turn. She had no clue. She had to then go to other platforms and try and beg. Then she claimed she got up and got a job. Look how it disturbed her life, right? Look how it went from she was already struggling. But if you look at Nika, look at somebody who was at least doing things like eating out and having fun, going to bingo. A lot of things that she had to do. Now they getting double sliced pizza. They getting whatever can be bought on food stamps, right? It could change the way that you think. It could change the way that you think. You got somebody like Olivia, who is so far gone. Olivia with this YouTube stuff that she even risked losing her custody of her 3 children. I was like, what is going on? Is nothing off limits to make a YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever check? You got a woman over here by the name of My Jazzy's Life, right? Who just 2 weeks ago claimed that she lost her channel. Oh, my channel was terminated. I don't know what's going on. I done applied, and I'm trying to get it back. She so-called was going manic. She was begging for cash apps. She was telling people that she wasn't going to be able to pay her rent. Her kids are going to be on the street. Baby, she collected those cash apps. And 2 days after she got all that money, baby, that other channel was up and back running. Huh? Oh, I mean, don't let them play in your face, y'all. Don't let them play in your face. When I tell you there's nothing wrong with running a show like I do and say, hey, if you're enjoying the show, you're more than welcome to leave a tip. This is how you do so. There's nothing wrong with that. I edit this. I took my time out. We don't get paid as much money for lives, but to get on here and tell somebody that you don't have money for a bill that as a mother, as a person, as a human being, you should have, and you don't have a backup plan, but you want to keep bumping them out, baby, sounds like your problem, not mine. That's what I would say. Sounds like your problem, not mine. As a healthcare professional, a lot of the doctors are sad for our patients and said if they have to go to jail to save lives, they will gladly go. And that's what one thing that blew me out of the water, right? That's one thing that blew me out of the water, that simple things as, and like I said, always educate yourself. Simple things as miscarriages, or simple things as not even having a viable fetus but keeping the fetus. Simple things as septis. Like, I don't want to go too deep, you guys, but in 2019 I had an emergency hysterectomy, right? And before that, I had been through some things. Thank God I got my son that I love and is going to be 18 soon. But I had been through some things. And if I didn't have the option to make a choice for me, honey, I don't even know where I would be right now. And sometimes it's not even about that people want, right, to do the things. Like, I'm pretty sure that most of the people who went out here and was voting wasn't saying, hey, guess what, guys? We love abortion. We believe in it. Yeah, let's get that. I think they were more saying, oh my goodness, women that are, trying this IVF or having miscarriages, women who are getting sepsis, women who need to have things done to their body that men or anybody else don't understand unless you go through it, needs to be done. Then, and according to Peach, that people, if you vote, to bring back to lift the abortion ban, this is what she said that really made me mad and made me not want to Y'all, when I tell you, let me watch my words when I say this. Peach made a video, and what she said was that voting to lift the abortion ban was voting for the devil. She says that she had all of her children, no matter the defects or affects. So if you voted for it, and I had to leave, I had to exit, right? I had to exit stage left because you're ignorant. Like I said, that's a ghetto garbage bag over there. You can't sit here and tell people who have been through anything that has to do with reproductive. Honey, obviously, Peach, we see that you are a perfect dog, right? You can have litters upon litters upon litters upon litters. And even though you try to say that you don't have struggles while popping out litters of children, you truly do, right? You just had an emergency C-section. Now, what if they would have told you, well, there ain't nothing we can do for you. You in labor, you need to go home till this baby come out. We can't help you. Then what would you have done? As a woman that you claim you're carrying children that are high risk and you're a high risk pregnancy, anything can happen. God forbid it. Isn't this a woman? And this a woman. Isn't Peach a woman last year that told us she had a miscarriage? Huh. So what if your miscarriage didn't go smoothly and they didn't allow you to have anything removed from you and you became septic? You have to keep in mind that there are women like you that have other children that need to be taken care of. Okay? Yeah. So that's my whole thing. It's all about making things make sense. Let's look at the comments. It's all about making things make sense, and a lot of it doesn't. Okay? A lot of it. And my thing is, if you making 86K, yeah, honey, if she making that much money, then why they living at a 5K looking budget? Good morning, Regina. Yes, we were talking about Nika. Janubia says folks don't know the difference between a blessing from God and rewards from the devil. Bingo. And it's simple because it's determined by whom you serve. Ding ding, dong dong. Right, Miss Janubia. Miss Lita, welcome back. Miss back. She's talking to Miss Janubia. Wow, you should have money for a bill, honey, but a lot of them don't. There's no backup plan. This is their plan. According to Peach and all these other women, oh, don't have your eggs in one basket. So your eggs in one basket doesn't ever say, hey, look at me, right? I'm making money on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Why don't I go out and get me a degree? Because if this is gone, one thing no one can ever take from you is a degree, an education. You will always know that. It can't be taken from you. You will always have it. A smart person. I was watching a girl the other day that was out here on Instagram who said, I've been watching a lot of Instagram. She's making a killing by saying she decided to go back to school, and she's filming her life as a college student that wouldn't be of the norm. She's in her 30s. Well, she's still collecting a check by filming herself getting herself together. Why ain't nobody doing that? Yeah, luckily all my bills are paid. Check, check. Mr. Nubia talking to Miss Lita. She is an ignorant fool. Yeah, her elevator does not go to the top. She live in a state that will tell you if her pregnancy, yes, is in trouble. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Bingo, bongo. All the women in the world should have the right to choose, yes, what they want to do with their bodies. Bingo, bongo, and that's the end of it. That's the end of it. What they choose to do. Once again, I'm not here. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do or not do with their body. What I believe in, what I would do with mine, and the situations that I am, that's my business. What they believe to do with theirs, that's their business. Honey, I'm not here for it. But when you start mixing all of this stuff together, it just does not look good. You're dancing around and you're calling people bees and hoes, but you think that people shouldn't do the same to you. Come on. What sense does that make? What you put out in the air is what you gonna get back. I'm gonna tell y'all, I could get real messy, right? So I could get real messy with it, but a lot of times I choose to veer the other way. Don't get it wrong, because Real Deal Storm used to get out here and get real messy with it. But I try to veer the other way because I've grown up. I've tried to change my content, the way I think, the way I move, because I've grown up. I've matured. I've lost my mother. When you lose a parent, honey, you just start thinking about things differently, right? And a lot of times I get out here and I say these reactions because it's shit I've been through. So you know what's going on when it's stuff that you've been through. So if you've been through domestic, if you've been through struggle, if you've been through a bad childhood, if you've been through whatever it is, then you have an opinion on you because you've been through it, right? But when you have somebody like Peach that is just the nastiest, ghettoest, trifling, I don't even know what else to say. Everything about you is just bad body built, bad body thought, bad, nasty, boo. I mean, when you got somebody like that, they are never going to advance. And I ain't one to try and talk about nobody like that. But honey, sometimes, like I said, good morning, guest. You got to get a little, you got to get a little messy. Cause I mean, that's the truth. If I ain't gonna tell her, then who is? Because her mama ain't gonna say nothing. That is a jealous hearted, nasty, evil person that has to get out here and do that. If you have to get out here and sell every single thing in your body and your soul to make $1, baby, you better go somewhere else. You'd be better off being out here on your own, right? You'd be better off being out here on your own, making going down there and get on the strip or something. Cause you got your pimp laying next to you. Ooh, see, that's who it is. You got your pimp laying next to you. Cause if your husband had the sense that God gave him, he would tell you to stop what you was doing. He would tell you to stop what you was doing. He would also say to you, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Like sometimes just a general, "Are you okay? Are you scared of what people may think about you or what people may do?" No, he just sits back and laughs at you. Your husband sits back, he laughs at you. He goes and plays the games with the kids, right? He goes and he's sitting there and he's at Sky Zone and he's playing with the kids, and you're sitting there and you got cheese hanging all down your mouth. But as he walks by, good morning, Miss Cheryl. As he walks by, and you're sitting there with cheese all on your shirt and all hanging out your mouth, you're saying how good he looks, but not once does he compliment you. Baby, something's backwards. If every time you get on this screen, you up here praising him, my husband. Every time this man walks behind me, I just love him. Look how good he look. But baby, he ain't never once told you that you look good. A man, honey, a man, come on. A man, let's get messy for a second. A man that will sit there and let you have a wedding ring on that is fully cubic zirconia. Okay? You got your diamonds falling out in the bathtub. You're trying to take your braids out, diamonds flipping and flapping all everywhere. Honey. And he ain't replaced it yet. He don't even have a wedding ring on. A man that will sit there with a neck full of gold and get it pawned just to get a pizza. Baby, what? But you just made 80 something $1,000, right? You just made 80 something $1,000. Where your husband chain at? Where your new wedding ring? Where is his wedding ring? But you out here worried about calling people bees and hoes. You worried about what your mama doing. You can't even keep your hair decent. You can't keep your children's hair decent, but you worried about other things, right? I think it's some priorities off. It is some priorities off. She don't comb that neck and don't get that neck checked out. Bingo. Let's get messy for a second, okay? Let's just get all the way. Let's just keep it all the way real for just a second. Your priorities might be a little bit off. I see the growth storm. Yes, that's what I said. Because, honey, I used to get down here and I used to cuss and I used to go down. I used to do a lot of things, right? But I have grown up. I have grown up to realize, dang, Storm, you've been through a lot of things. Maybe you should do this a little bit different, number one. Number two, a loss of a parent makes you look at life different. And I'm like, you know what? We can get messy with it, but we can also tell the truth. Eating all those nachos, talk about the cheese is cold. They go ask for more cheese. Exactly. Was sitting there, had all that on her face. And her man didn't even, how you sitting there and you eating and you got stuff all on your shirt, all around your mouth. Your man is walking around looking lost. He don't even go up there and get you a napkin and say, baby, ooh, check yourself. You on camera. He don't say nothing. Not a darn thing. Her daughter isn't even reading on her grade level, and her son is 20 pages behind. She should be near a phone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to make it make sense. That means your priorities are way off. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Your priorities are totally off. You just shouldn't be worried about nothing that's going on other than what's going on in your own household. You sit here, I'm trying to balance motherhood. I'm trying to do this. Girl, you was sitting there in that tub, and I'm going to talk about this, even though I talked about it in the video yesterday, because I want to get y'all feedback before I get out of here. How many people in here think it's inappropriate to have all your children coming in and out? Good morning, Derek. Good morning. In and out of the bathroom while you're taking a bath. Now, I wanted to touch on this because I've seen it on a lot of channels, right? I've seen this going on a lot of channels, and I think that it is completely out of whack. I've seen it on Nika. We've seen Nika shower and kids running all around. We've seen it on My Jazzy's Life where she's in the tub and she's taking a poo or whatever it is, and everybody's coming in and out of the bathroom. We've seen it everywhere. I'm going to tell you, I can tell you my opinion, and then we're going to read some of y'all opinions before we get off of here. Watching Peach be in the tub already is boof, right? That, yeah, too much for YouTube TV. But to sit there and keep on posting to say, oh, their daddy is in there laying on the bed. They walk right past their daddy to come in here and bother me. At one point, you had Phenomenal in there. Okay, Phenomenal, he's one. He don't know what's going on. I could see him wanting to sit at the edge of a tub and play in bath water. But who wants their kids to play in their dirty bath water when you get out here and say your mama made you bathe in her dirty bath water? Watch. Watch that. Clock that tea, honey. Clock that tea. You sit there and let your kids play in your dirty bath water like it's normal, okay? But you claim you had to bathe in dirty bath water. Yeah, y'all catch that team. But you also film Choice, who is preteen, right? Choice has to be 10, 11, right? You got him in there talking to you about some damn cereal. Some cereal. And you're completely new. You have your older children, okay, walking in, seeing that. I think that's totally inappropriate. I'm a boy mom. So it's a little different. Maybe to have a girl. I'm not sure. Because I don't have a girl, so I can't speak on it. I do see Gorgeous is in there with her. Uh-huh. So exactly, set batteries. Yeah. I have boys and I don't play that. See, I'm a boy mom. I've only been a boy mom, so I don't know any difference in it. That's all I can say. All I can know is this. When my son, Xavier, hit around the age 4, I would say 4, I would make sure that there was no more. There was no more. Of course, at 1 and 2 and maybe even 3-ish, kids are going to walk in the bathroom because they want to be up under their mama. That's how it is. But when my child hit the age to where I felt like it was too much was about 3, 4. I mean, I was locking doors. I didn't even change into my pajamas in front of my son. I surely wasn't bathing in front of my son. Kids at the age that Peach has, they're starting to get curious, right? Kids to me around 7 or 8 start getting curious about body parts. The fact that we see her laying on the bed with no shirt on, tatas hanging out with kids that aren't even breastfeeding, that's weird to me. That's weird to me. Period. Point. Matter of fact, look, it's weird enough that we'll just do it this way, right? Section 107 fair use allows us to talk about it, so that's what we're here to do. It's weird to me. That's my opinion. It's very weird. But to have your husband laying on a bed and you have your son, oh my goodness, somebody said Grace 82 said Choice is 12. Wow. And he's walking in the bathroom while you're new to ask you about cereal. What were you going to do with the cereal? Put it in the water and serve it up in a spoon? Come on now. What in all get out? Who? Those children have no training. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes, and kids will say, ooh, too. Exactly. Good morning, Willie Ann. Good morning. She is going to cancel herself with that cringy stuff. But my thing about it is, right, is what kind of husband, once again, do you have who's laying on the bed and the kids are passing him? Why is he not getting up? What is it that you need? Why are you going in there? What could your mom do with cereal? She's in the tub. Your mom is relaxing. Your mom is so-called pregnant with twins. She's soaking. Her body hurts. Why is he letting these children pass to do it? None of it makes sense. It's all for content. Any dad, mom's in the tub. Why is he sleeping in the bed? Why is he laying in the bed on his phone talking to his side mattress, right? Why is he doing that? Why is he not up cooking, cleaning, and swinging that dingaling that you pay him for? It makes no sense. I haven't saw my 26-year-old son try on clothes since 5 years old. Exactly, exactly. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. She could have locked the door, yeah, but that's normal to her. Exactly. Uh-huh. He does the minimum. Exactly. Yes. That's right, Storm Clock. That T my conscious voice. Yeah. I don't understand it. I think it's disgusting. I think it's sick. And I think it is just ugh. What's wrong with locking the bathroom doors? Bingo. Lita, I think she's only letting them in because she really wants to have the content and make it seem like it's something else. But once again, the only word I can come up with is that shit's weird to me. It's gross. It's disgusting. It makes no sense. You're coming in there and they're talking about teddy bears and cereals and candles and juice. Well, what would make your kids think I'm going to go ask mom to make me cereal in the tub? I'm going to go ask mom to make me juice in the tub. I'm going to go in here and talk to her about a teddy bear in the tub because the children don't know no better because the mother and the father have made that right. And that's nasty as hell. That's nasty as hell. The daddy, if he knows somebody walking past him with a box of cereal, he should have got up and fixed whatever was needed. If they walking by asking about juice, he should have got up and did it. That shows two things: that y'all think it's normal and it's gross. And it also shows the respect your husband has for you. The woman who's the breadwinner, the woman who's out here busting her tail, the woman that's out here carrying the children. It shows the respect he has for you because he ain't stopping it. He ain't stopping it. He don't want to stop it. He knows that when you post it, it's going to get views, so that's going to make money in his pocket. Yeah, very disturbing. No home training correctly. Correct. That's slow as Arnold syrup. That is a thick, nasty syrup. Oh my goodness. Wood laying in bed talking on the phone to a side chick. Yeah, especially on Fridays. He lined up them things. Yes, 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 yes. Wood is walking around their house in his underwear, and that's all she care about. That's all she care about. Is the person that let her only daughter sit around shirtless. Yeah, watching TV with the house full of males. Exactly. And pulls it out and records. Oh my God. When I tell you, you hit the nail on the head, it's just inappropriate. It's just inappropriate, honey. I mean, them are the only words that I could truly come up with. It is totally, totally inappropriate. I think Wood was still drunk from the night before. He was like, is Friday here yet? Can y'all imagine? Friday he gets to do whatever he wants. Y'all, Wood done changed the word Friday into a whole different meaning, baby. Mm-mm. Could you imagine what those kids see? Could you imagine what they Miss McCoy see and hear? Come on. Come on now. Could you imagine what they see and they hear? Yeah. Bingo, Regina. Bingo. And a real man would say, get out of that bathroom, your mom is naked. Yes, would say that. They would also say, hey, your mom's trying to relax, she's been working all day. They would also say, hey, your mom is so-called pregnant with twins, she may be aching. It'd be a lot of things. It'd be a lot of things, but it just don't happen. Wood loves when Peach records him in his boxers so the women's can hit in his DM. That's why I see it. Derek, she's advertising her man for other women, but then get mad when another woman tends to look at it. That don't even make no sense to me. No sense at all. None whatsoever. But you guys, I got to get up out of here. I got to get it together for the day that I have ahead. I want to first off thank everybody for being here. I got to thank you guys for being here. If you want to tip your host and you enjoyed the show, that is how you do so. Anyone who tips me, I like it at the end, and I don't say anything about it. Special thanks to you, Miss Cheryl McCoy, and you know what I'm talking about. So I thank you very, very much. I thank all my moms for being here, for doing a job that they do not get paid for, because that is something that I truly appreciate from the bottom of my heart. I also want to tell you all thank you for watching, because without y'all, there is no me. I want y'all to go out and have y'all a wonderful day. We had a good laugh. I thank everyone that is here. I thank you for your tips. I thank you for your likes. I thank you for your views. If you are just coming in and I missed the hey, how you doing? I do apologize. The chat was moving kind of fast. Please don't forget to hit the like button, whether you're on your in way or your out way. Please remember to do something of that nice, kind gesture for me. Also, to my replay crew, I thank y'all, whoever's watching after we get out of here. You guys have y'all a wonderful day. We'll do this again very soon. And until we meet again, I see you guys later.